Welcome to Combat Sports Talk, a podcast dedicated to UFC, Bellator discussion, the MMA community, and combat sports in general. My name is Ryan Smith, and we are here at Austin Avenue, ready for UFC 229. This is the fight we have been waiting for, and I am excited to welcome back to the podcast the double champ, George G Money Stallworth. How are you, sir?
I'm doing lovely. How are you?
I'm amazing. I mean, I'm so excited. It's electric. We just finished watching Jussier Formiga defeat Sergio Pettis. It was not a pretty fight. This is I think the last fight of the prelims. We're getting ready to get into the main card.
Juicy, baby, juicy.
It was juicy. It just wasn't pretty.
You know, I love the way he hung onto his back.
Yeah, so he was able to secure I guess it's like a figure four body lock on Sergio Pettis' back. It was the whole round was there standing against the fence. Sergio just didn't have an answer for how to get Jussier Formiga off his back.
So speaking of Sergio, one of the Pettis brothers.
Yes.
You know, this is the second time they fought on the same card together.
Really?
At least the second time.
Okay.
The last time I knew it happened, I think it was here in Dallas, and Anthony stated that he didn't like that. He didn't want to ever do that again, and we find him in that position again tonight.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. So I was actually at that fight. That was like UFC 183. A lot of champions lost their belts that night.
Yes.
That was the one where Sergio Pettis fought hometown hero Ryan Benoit.
Yes. I remember that.
Sergio was winning the fight. The entire fight till the last round, Ryan started throwing bombs, just trying to do something to make something happen. Caught Sergio, finished him on the ground, and then kicked him in the butt as he walked away.
Ryan is a bad boy.
Yes, he is.
You know, Ryan and I train out of the same gym. We both come out of Saxon's Muay Thai here in Plano.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan was supposed to be on the last UFC card, and I think he was out.
Yeah, I think he got injury. Yeah, I think he got injured. So that was the same fight that Anthony Pettis lost his title to Rafael Dos Anjos.
Yes.
And Carlos Esparza met Joanna Jędrzejczyk for the very first time.
A lot of people got starched that night.
A lot of people. So,
speaking of starch,
getting the starch.
Khabib!
We are ready for Khabib Nurmagomedov versus the number one contender for lightweight title, the notorious Conor McGregor.
Absolutely.
We have been waiting for this fight for so long. Like, I know that this really hasn't been that long since this became a conversation. It was UFC Brooklyn where these two came together because there is some animosity between Khabib.
Is that what you call it? Animosity? I call it beef. I call it like
Khabib. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name. Khabib
and beef.
Beef.
He's got beef.
Yes, and Artem Lobov, who is a part of Conor McGregor's team. Khabib approached and confronted Artem Lobov.
He gave him a little slap as well. Let's call
did.
it what it was. Khabib got out of pocket. I'm sorry, Khabib got out of pocket and actually slapped a grown man. Yeah.
And that grown man really didn't do anything in response because Khabib
he was surrounded by the Dagestani gangsters. I mean, what am I supposed to do when I've got an entourage of 10 people surrounding me and you come up and cut me like the Godfather and then smack me upside the cheek? Well, and granted, it was a light tap, but it was disrespectful as a human being. Yes.
So you call Conor. Conor charters a jet with 40 guys, flies from Ireland all the way to Brooklyn, and starts wrecking stuff. Wrecking boats, wrecking buses, injuring fighters, throwing dollies. And this is what started the fight that we're getting ready to see tonight.
Absolutely.
We are here.
I cannot wait. This has everything you want in a fight. There's drama.
Yes.
There's animosity.
Yes.
There's fear.
Yes.
There's, I won't say that word, but there's talking.
Yes.
Because there's politics involved. We've called out managers. We've called out family members. What more could you want out of a night like this?
It is personal.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. But what's funny to me is that all of the calling out, all of the trash talking that's taking place, the politics, everything, Khabib is like, Just wait till October 6th. They close the gate, and then we talk. Then we fight.
Well,
how do you shake this man? How do you get under his skin?
You don't know that he's not shaking.
He is not shaking.
There is a language barrier. There's a...
I'm just saying. This guy is from Russia. Russians are just built differently.
Not just Russia.
He's just
Dagestan.
He's from Dagestan in Russia, so he is like from the deepest, darkest parts of Russia. Like, the people are built differently there. You don't.
Absolutely.
When they get pissed off at you, they just looking at you like you can't tell. Well, we're getting ready to tell. We got to get through 5 fights.
There's unequivocally, there's no way you don't know that this man wants to crush you.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
Rocky. Ivan Drago versus Rocky. This has that. This has that feel all to it. This is that same scenario. Ivan Drago is just, I will crush you.
I will crush you. I will break you.
I will break you. So speaking of this fight, now they're showing a lot of the footage from the fight.
Yes.
And I don't know if I agree with them using this to promote the fight. I mean, people were injured. Fighters were devastated as a result. We had people pulled off of the card. The UFC lost money. Fighters lost money. Conor went to jail.
Yes.
Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually convicted, or they gave him a deferred adjudication.
No, I think he pleaded guilty, and then they gave him. It was a plea deal.
Yeah. So using this to promote the fight is kind of in bad taste, I would say.
I'm going to give you the other side of the story. Yes, there were a lot of bad things that happened as a result of this action by Conor McGregor, but it is the storyline. That the reason why we are where we are tonight is because of that incident, and so that needs to be emblazoned.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay. No, it's because of the confrontation with Artem Lobov.
Well, while we're talking about this incident, though, what do you think about? There's been some reports that come out on some of the social media and some of the YouTube providers that the bus incident might have been a little staged.
No, I don't believe so. I think that what happened is Max Holloway was interviewed by Ariel Helwani, and he told Ariel that Conor was surprised that this all happened. Like, when he threw that dolly through the window, he didn't know that this was going to happen. Like, you don't stage illegal activity.
Granted.
So, I don't think it was staged. I think Conor thought he would be able to go and create ruckus. I think that he felt like he would be able to get out of whatever it is that he was going to get into. But if there is somebody who's pulling the strings that's going to orchestrate all of this, I don't give Dana White that much credit. I'm sorry.
It's funny that you would mention his name first. I'm just saying.
He would
if
have
there's anybody capable.
Dana White, there's no way. I disagree. I don't give him that much credit. I'm sorry.
Dana White is one of the best promoters to ever grace the planet Earth. And I'm not saying that this is all staged, but I love how he took advantage of it. We just saw footage
absolutely.
of a crime being committed, and they're using that to sell a fight.
Yes, but I just want to make sure. What you asked me was this staged? I do not believe it was staged. Now, has Dana White taken it and turned this into the biggest fight of the UFC history? I mean, we had to pay cover to get into this place where we broadcast every single month.
Right.
We had to pay cover tonight. The place is back-to-back, wall-to-wall with people.
I'm loving it. I love the vibe in here tonight. Look around. Hey,
it's electric.
How can you not enjoy this?
We're going to have to get audio of this fight, of the main event, because this place is going to get so loud.
It is going to be ridiculous. I can't imagine what it must be like to be in the actual arena tonight.
I don't know, because it's a bunch of rich people. Because have you seen those ticket prices?
So I have an actual friend. I think he said he invested over $1,000 to be at the fight tonight. And he's in the nosebleeds.
In the nosebleeds, $1,000. Yeah. Rich people are going to watch this fight by ringside. I hope for their sake, and I hope for our sake, that this fight goes longer than 13 seconds.
I just hope it's a great fight.
I just want it a great fight. Let's look at the rest of the card. So the co-main event is Tony Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis.
Absolutely.
Now,
Anthony Showtime Pettis at 155.
El Kukui.
El Kukui.
He is coming back. This is his first fight since the slip and trip. The wire incident, the cable
incident.
Still
wearing no shades.
He wasn't wearing the shades when he got hurt.
They said he had on his prescription glasses, which included a little tint.
Well, he's got the transitions glasses.
Shades.
Okay. He hurt himself. But he was doing the UFC's business.
Absolutely.
And they stripped him of his title.
Well, very telling. Something he did during some of the press events during this week. Tony came out with his interim belt.
And I was glad. I'm glad he did that.
That's very telling because Conor came out to the press conference
with two belts.
Both belts.
So it was funny. There was an article. I think it was Kevin Ioli who wrote it. If it's not, forgive me. But he commented on the fact that everybody's walking around with belts that aren't legitimate.
And some people are trying to create belts at the 165.
165.
But I digress. We said we're going to talk about the rest of the card, and we've gotten away from that.
Yeah.
So Tony Ferguson, Showtime Pettis.
Yep, we got OSP, Ovince St. Preux on the card, fighting Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting fight, I think. I don't know enough about Dominic Reyes to really say one way or the other, but I like OSP. I'm going with him on that fight.
Okay, well, you don't have to pick right now.
Oh, we don't?
You don't have to pick before the fight.
I'm supporting your frat brother.
Well, yeah, well, you already know because on this week's show, I picked OSP. I already made my picks, yeah.
Okay.
But I will make my picks again tonight. We also got the Black Beast from Houston, Texas, Derek Lewis, facing off against another Russian, Alexander Volkov.
Well, we're not in Russia, baby, and I'm sorry, we're not making picks. But anyway, if you've never checked him out, go look at Black Beast's Instagram.
Man, that is the ridiculous.
Stuff going on. He has the best Instagram profile.
Oh man,
on Instagram right now.
It's tough to watch sometimes. I have to say, there's some beatings, some beatings that he puts on Instagram. I just can't watch.
I wonder where he gets a lot of his material from.
I don't know.
I'm sure a lot of people are sending things to him, but that's a lot to decipher through and decide what I'm going to put on if I'm getting that kind of content. Because you can imagine, if he's getting if he's getting posts that good, you can imagine some of the posts that he's not posting.
Yeah. So, and then I guess it's the first fight of the night. It's going to be Felice Herring versus the Karate Hottie.
I love this fight.
Michelle Waterson.
I do. I like both of these women, man. I think both of them are phenomenal fighters.
Yeah.
Felice, I feel like doesn't get enough credit for her abilities. Michelle Waterson, on the other hand, I love her fights. I love her story. She's a mom. She's a fighter. She's got all these things going on.
Yeah.
What else could you want out of a fight like that?
It's going to be a great fight. And you know that whenever the women fight in the UFC, they put on a show. Rarely ever do you get a boring fight.
So, speaking of, to change directions for a second, here recently in Dallas, there's a promotion called XKO. They put on an all-female undercard.
Really?
Rock solid show, man.
Oh, I bet it was.
It was great. And they mixed Muay Thai and MMA cage fights.
Oh, wow.
Muay Thai in the cage.
So, tell me, you are a Muay Thai champion.
Yes.
How would you prefer, you fight within a ring, in a boxing ring, would you prefer a boxing ring, just fighting on a mat, or would you prefer fighting in a cage?
I've never fought a full-scale Muay Thai fight or even sparred Muay Thai in a cage, so I really don't know. People who've done it say it's not much different.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, one of the things that some of the fighters did this past weekend when I saw the fights, some of them actually sealed the cage. It's a tradition in Muay Thai to seal the ring.
Yeah.
Some of these fighters actually sealed the cage. Now, granted, this particular cage was a square. It was not an octagon. It wasn't anything else. It was a squared off cage.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see, if nothing else.
So talk to me a little bit about the notion of sealing a cage and sealing the ring. What is that tradition, and how do you do it?
So typically, when fighters walk in, when Muay Thai fighters walk into the cage, they're wearing a munkal. They might be wearing a pajit.
Okay, so when you said munkal, you touched your head.
Yes.
So the people listening to this, You're going to have to describe it a little bit more.
It is a dressing. It is an actual band that you place on your head.
Okay.
And it's a traditional Muay Thai flair / almost a costume or outfit.
Okay.
Very traditional. And what happens is when you enter the ring,
okay,
you seal the ring by walking along the ropes, going to each corner, and what you're in essence doing is blessing the ring, hoping that to seal out any bad spirits, bad juju, bad vibes, things like that. Praying for the safety of yourself, maybe your opponent, and just those kind of things.
Okay.
That's what sealing the ring does.
That's fascinating. So
you're also paying homage to your coaches, your gym, things like that. Typically, along with this, what takes place is what's called the Y Crew. The Y Crew is a traditional dance that's done by Muay Thai fighters.
Okay.
Pre-fight. The Y Crew allows you to stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
It also is a mental thing. Your Y Crew not only is talking about your gym, your training, your coaches and things like that, but you're also making a statement to your opponent.
Right. It's almost like the haka that the Maori people of New Zealand.
You can liken it to that.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. There's my boy. They got Tony Ferguson. El Kukui is still in a.
And he's got those shades on.
Necktie and slacks.
And headphones.
He's doing crossovers. He's ready for basketball. He's just the most unorthodox person.
You gotta like it though. But you know what? I would think at this point he would not be donning the shades anymore.
There's Anthony Showtime Pettis on the screen now.
He's got a little mouse under the eye already, so he's been in some heavy sparring over the past couple of weeks.
Looks a little nervous, I would say. But you know, I'm not a Pettis fan.
I spoke with you about that whole thing where he does not feel comfortable fighting on the same card.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that. You said you had your own experience fighting on the same card with someone you cared about, and it kind of threw you off. It wasn't the reason why you had a bad fight, but it was a contributing factor.
Yeah. So back in May, I fought on the card, and I actually cornered another teammate of mine, and it just so happened his fight was just prior to mine. We happened to be the only teammates there. We had like one or two other people to help corner.
Right.
But, I felt obligated to assist my teammate. We both were going to help corner each other. Directly after his fight, I had to step into the ring. And honestly, there was just not enough time for me to reset, re-engage my mind into what I'm about to do. And like I said, by no means do I blame that as the reason why I didn't perform the way I wanted to.
Right.
I still won the fight. But it definitely played a factor into my performance, I feel like.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to do something like that again.
Well, Anthony Pettis watched his little brother get beat tonight. So we'll see if that's going to play on his psyche as he walks into the ring against Tony El Kukui Ferguson.
That was another thing that occurred as well. My teammate lost the decision, by decision. My teammate probably should have won that fight. I mean, there were some things that happened in the fight that were truly questionable and some calls that probably shouldn't have been made. And so now, walking into the ring, I got this too, like, I can't trust the judges, I can't trust the referee, blah, blah. I've got all these things going on in my head.
Right.
And that's not what I need in my head walking into a ring. What I need in my head is clarity. What I need in my head is purpose and intent.
Yeah.
Not drama, not confusion, not worry or doubt or fear.
Right. So we're looking at Michelle Watterson and Felice Herrig, Little Bulldog. I didn't realize her nickname was the Little Bulldog.
I didn't realize that either.
She is built like a bulldog. I mean, she's got some muscles. I was impressed, and KC raves about Felice Herrig because of her physique.
And she's easy on the eyes.
So my question for you...
you're not going to acknowledge that, huh?
I prefer other fighters, but I will say that, Felice Herrig, I think she's going to be too strong for Michelle Watterson tonight.
Really?
I think she's going to be too strong.
Karate Hottie, the mama of MMA. That's another one that's kind of easy on the eyes.
It does help.
It does.
I like to say they're well made. So, Felice Herring is walking into Journey's Don't Stop Believing.
I like it.
I respect that. So, what's going to be your pick tonight?
I'm going with Michelle.
I like it when we pick opposite people because I get to talk much smack after the fight. I got Felice Herring. I think Felice Herring is bigger. I think she's stronger. I think she's going to be able to impose her will, and I think she's going to win this fight by decision.
Honestly, I feel like both of these are phenomenal fighters. I think it's a really great matchup. Edge-wise, I can't say who I feel is a better fighter per se, but I feel like Michelle will pull it out in the long run.
All right.
I think this fight is probably going to a decision.
I think so too. So we'll see. I got Felice Herring. You got Michelle Waterson. We'll be back after this fight with the results. All right, we are back. Michelle Waterson was declared the winner by unanimous decision. There was a 10-8 round.
There should have been. I tell you, we need to fix scoring in MMA.
Okay.
Michelle Waterson absolutely dominated this woman when she was on the bottom.
She did.
Let's talk about this. Mixed martial arts. Jiu-jitsu is a part of mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu is made for the smaller man to overcome a bigger opponent.
Right.
Jiu-jitsu is made for someone who is in a less dominant position to be able to secure a dominant position or to take control over someone who's in a better position.
Right.
And that was not wrestling. She was on her back. That was jiu-jitsu. She was striking from the bottom. And
yes.
That definitely should have been factored into this score.
So the problem is that because it's in a weaker position, what that does is that says that you should be defending yourself. You should be trying to stand up.
It's not a weaker position in jiu-jitsu, though. A closed guard is actually 50-50.
Okay, I understand that.
I've got my legs wrapped around you. I'm controlling your hips. My hands are free. I am not in a less dominant position as a result.
But that is Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Unfortunately, the rules of MMA are governed by boxing. And so you get credit for standing up and for striking and for being in a superior position, which means on top. So until you get the commission.
If you're in my closed guard,
okay,
you're not really in a superior position.
I understand that. I'm not disputing that. All I'm saying is that even though it is not a superior position, a takedown and being on top from the eyes of of these commissions that are governed by boxing, you don't get any credit.
It sucks, man, because a lot of fighters get messed around on fights as a result of that.
Right.
Luckily, Michelle did not do that. There's no way anybody could say, even though she was on the bottom, that she was not winning that fight. Those exchanges on the bottom, she was dropping elbows left and right on Felice all night long from the bottom position.
I was super impressed. Now, let me just say this. So during this fight, I said that the key to victory for Felice Herring was that she needed to exert her strength and use her strength to kind of control Michelle Waterson. And she did that for part of the first round and half of the second until the takedown that was scored, that Michelle Waterson scored.
Well, the positions I saw, I think were similar to what we were just discussing about being on the bottom.
But this is on the cage.
Felice had her up against the cage.
Yes.
Most people think that's a superior position. But Michelle, with her back against the cage, is dropping and landing elbows.
Right.
Felice was not responding to those.
Right.
Michelle also obtained an overhook. I think she should have been seeking an escape from the opposite side.
Sure.
But she would use that overhook to switch and turn around. So if I'm a judge and I don't have the experience to realize what's going on here, do I score that switch around? You get what I'm saying? That's like if I'm in somebody's guard and I get out of the guard. I would get points for that. I just got out of this person's
clinch
and switched around to a dominant position.
Right.
I obtained a dominant position. Should I score for that?
Yeah, you should.
It's no different than the bottom.
But I don't know if you do. That's the thing, is that what happens whenever you're clinched up against the cage, I don't know how that is scored. But what I know is that on every exit, Michelle Waterson threw an elbow and landed an elbow. And so that's what hurt Felice Herring tonight. She was executing her game plan, at least the way I saw that she should do it, but she wasn't doing enough damage on the cage, and she was eating an elbow every single time she broke the clinch.
Every time she broke the clinch.
And so Michelle Watterson did an outstanding job of staying poised, staying focused, and doing damage in every position that Felice Herring tried to put her in. By the time the third round happened, Felice Herring was exhausted.
So while we're talking about this fight, you have to go back and remember also that Michelle comes out of Jackson Wink's camp.
Yeah.
You and I haven't had an opportunity to talk about this, but there's a lot of turmoil going on right now. John Jones with the alleged snitching incident.
Yes.
Donald Cerrone stepping outside of the camp because Perry is there.
Yep.
The drama between the coaches. One coach is trying to remain out of it. He wants to play Switzerland, be neutral.
Greg Jackson.
What do you think about what's going on over there right now?
It's chaos. We talked about it a little bit on the show, but my opinion here is that this used to be the apex predator of MMA gyms.
Absolutely.
When you talked about Jackson's or Jackson's Wink, anything about Albuquerque, you knew that you had champions and championship contenders all over that place.
Dude, I mean, the prospects that have come out of there, the champions out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Holly Holmes, John Jones.
Diego Sanchez, Carlos Condit.
Hell, we talked about him.
Andre Arlovsky.
There's just so much talent out of there.
Frank Mir trained there.
So many people have passed through there. I mean, I can't even think of all the guys.
Oh, Rashad Evans trained there. George St. Pierre trained there. Like the list is star-studded.
George St. Pierre, another one who's talked about the steroid scandal.
Yep.
I'm really wondering the correlation between the time when he really spoke out about steroids during his active 4 years ago and how long he was or wasn't in Winks.
No, he left Winks and went to TriStar under Faraz Sahari.
But I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it.
I don't know. Because the thing is that when he really started speaking out against steroids and things like that, that was against those Johnny Hendricks fights.
True, from the outside perspective, but we don't know what was really going on behind.
We don't know. You're right.
I wonder if that wasn't, if nothing else, if it didn't play a factor.
It could. We may not find out. We've got the heavyweights going to the ring right now.
One of my favorite fighters,
Alexander Volkov,
not him,
is facing off against Derek, the Black Beast Lewis. Are you familiar with Ryan's rules of MMA?
No, I'm not. Oh, yes, but...
You know what I'm talking about.
A Russian?
Never bet against the Russian.
But I thought there was a caveat to that. When in Russia.
No. That's rule number 2.
That's the Brazilians.
It's the Brazilians. Never bet against the Russians, period.
It's like, is he from Mother Russia?
I believe he is. I believe he is from Mother Russia, like true Russia.
Speaks Russian.
Speaks Russian, reads in Russia. His last name is Volkov. You got it. It ends in V. He's got to be Russian.
All right. Well.
So rule number 1: you never bet against the Russian. Rule number 2: you don't bet against the Brazilians in Brazil.
I am familiar with that one.
And rule number 3: I do not talk about.
Wow.
Because it's politically incorrect.
What?
The rule number 3 is politically incorrect. So I do not speak of rule number 3.
I'd really be interested in hearing more about that.
You're not on the air for sure. Anyway, Volkov is coming in. Volkov is a huge guy. He's tall and lanky. He's got a reach. I think he's got a lot in his portfolio that's going to give Derek Lewis some problems.
He reminds me of Gustafsson.
Yeah, in a way.
Oh, and here he comes.
Here comes the Black Beast.
So, Black Beast didn't have a very good fight last outing.
No, he was scared. He didn't want to take a punch from the predator, Francis Ngannou.
And he also has back issues.
He does.
what Derek the Black Beast is showing up tonight?
I think he's going to be one that's going to press forward. I think he's going to try to throw bombs and try to finish this fight. But I think if he gets taken down, this is going to be a long night for Derek Lewis. He's got to stay on his feet.
Volkov is going to be able to keep him down. I think the size of Derek compared to Alex is tall and lanky and limpy. I think he's going to have a hard time keeping him down on the ground.
We'll see. But I know that he's going to be able to get him to the ground. Whether or not he stays there, whether or not he's able to do some damage. Because really and truthfully, all you need to do is survive 5 minutes against this guy. Zero cardio.
Did you not see second most knockouts in UFC history?
You got it. Yeah, they're all in like the first round.
Second most significant ground strikes landed in UFC history.
First round.
And coupled with that, I'm telling you, there's this theory out there now with fighters that are realizing, hey, you know what? If I get taken to the ground, clinch, drop blows on the bottom. You're going to start seeing that more and more in fights.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's going to force the commissions to change the scoring criteria in MMA.
I hope so. I don't disagree with you that striking from the bottom, effective striking from the bottom, should be scored as offensive strikes. But the fact is that right now it doesn't. And the rules are codified in such a way that it doesn't do it.
That somewhere in some of these judges' mind, when they see a fight like Michelle Watterson and Felice Herrig, that you can't not change that impression that left on you in scoring. I can't sit down and write. One of those judges gave a 10-8. You can't help but think that didn't occur from Michelle being on the bottom throwing those elbows.
All right, I need you to make your pick, sir.
I'm going with Black Beast. Go check out his Instagram profile.
All right, I'm going with Alexander Volkov because we do not pick against the Russians. You're getting ready to see why. He is the overdog. We'll come back after this fight with the results. All right, we are back with the results.
Disappointing night for Volkov.
Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, has pulled out. Hold on, let's pause it so we can hear his comments. All right, we came back from the post-fight interview. I tell you what, Derek Lewis is a fun person to watch, to listen to. He's a great fighter.
Dude, he's a very... I love watching him fight. That's all I can say. Like, at any moment, he can put the lights out.
So, even though I live and die by the rule number 1, never bet against the Russians, Alexander Volkov had this fight in hand. There was 14 seconds left in this fight. If he could have made it 14 seconds, he would have won this fight.
Absolutely.
But that's why there is 14 seconds left, because you fight till the end of the fight.
Well, I don't think he didn't intend to fight those 14 seconds. I think that lunchbox got sent right down his windpipe.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about knuckle sandwiches. That was a knuckle hoagie.
I like how he set it up, though. He jabbed him to the body, right to the chest, and Alex kind of dropped his hands and leaned back, and he went right over the top. It was the overhand right. I've been calling for it all night.
Yes. You know, one of the things that we do is we pause during the fights, but you should hear the commentary that George has while we're watching the fights. It literally predicts what's going to happen. He was calling for the overhand right since the second round.
Yeah, it was there. So you remember at the beginning of this match, Derek threw a jumping switch left head kick, which people did not expect. I mean, it was out of nowhere. Everybody was like, ooh. He did a couple of other unorthodox things. He went for some dive rolls. He went for, and it's like, you're not expecting stuff like that out of a 265.
0.5.
What?
265.5.
Yeah.
He's half a pound away from being over the limit.
So where does Derek go after this? I mean, he was already, the number 2 rank?
Number 2 rank. He can call out Daniel Cormier. He's not going to get that fight. That fight is already given to Brock Lesnar. And there's only one other fight that Daniel Cormier wants to have, and that's John Jones after that. So those are the last 2 fights of Daniel Cormier's career. You know, Derek Lewis is just going to have to sit and wait.
That's kind of sad, because if you look at the rankings, Derek deserves that title shot right now.
Absolutely. But it goes to Brock.
Brock Lesnar does not.
It does. You know, this ain't show friends, it's show business.
Well, you know what? This fight with Brock should not be a title fight. It should be. It shouldn't.
But see, this is a
Let's
larger.
let Brock steroid up, call it a non-title fight, Matter of fact, let's fight for a WWE belt. That's what this fight should be.
So here's the thing. This is a greater commentary on the fact that the UFC no longer values someone holding a belt. There's no value to it. There's no structure. There's no ladder. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm from the opposite perspective. They do value the belt. What they don't value are the rankings for everybody below the belt. That's why they're creating interim titles. That's why you're hearing this Nate Diaz, Justin Poirier talk of a 165 title. I mean, if you're not a belt holder, you can get screwed out of a fight.
Well, Tony Ferguson was a belt holder, and he got screwed out of a fight.
He was an interim belt holder.
So I'm just saying, you got all these interim titles that don't need to be fought for. You got people who can jump in and fight for a title that hasn't fought in 4 years, George St. Pierre.
Yeah. And then turn around and go fight in another division on top of that.
And then people they don't have to defend their titles. Titles are being stripped. Other people are carrying belts that have no value. The belts don't mean anything in the UFC anymore. They don't mean anything because anyone can fight for an interim title at any time.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that means anybody can carry a belt. If anybody can carry a belt, if you got more than one champion in a division frequently, your belts don't mean anything.
You're absolutely right.
So the UFC doesn't value the belts. The UFC doesn't value the ladder. They don't value the work that the fighters put in. So now we've got this situation where someone like Derek Lewis, who deserves to have a title shot,
is not going to get it.
Is not going to get it.
And on top of that, he might get screwed later on because Daniel gives up the heavyweight. He retires.
Yep.
What are we doing here? Do we Derek fight for a vacant title?
Derek has to fight for the vacant title.
But that's not an interesting fight. Who's going to fight?
He can fight John Jones.
The last person that fought for it
Curtis Blades
was Brock Lesnar. You get what I'm saying? It's like
right. I think
he just beat a number 5 guy. The only other person is Stipe Miocic.
You can have Stipe. You bring Stipe Miocic back. Stipe versus Derek Lewis. There you go.
I don't know how I feel about that fight, and I don't think it's fair to Derek. I think Derek has a better chance of beating Daniel Cormier than he does Stipe.
You just want Derek Lewis to be the champion. You got to fight who next man up.
Well, right now, if you look at the rankings, Derek Lewis should be fighting Daniel Cormier, hands down.
Agreed.
He's going to get, pardon my French, effed around and have to fight somebody like Stipe or somebody else. And if he takes that loss, there goes his title. And this is what upsets me because Derek's chance to win a title is really set right there with him versus Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel, I don't think could take that punch from Derek the Black Beast Lewis.
Yeah, but I think Derek.
Stipe could.
I think you would have a ground and pound from Daniel Cormier. He would take Derek Lewis down and just gas him out.
Well, we saw from Derek tonight many jiu-jitsu moves, so I think he's been working on that, preparing for Daniel.
So, yeah. So I got to give it to Derek Lewis. I did not have faith that he would be able to make it out of the first round. He gassed out and even mentioned it in the post fight.
And he was the underdog. Speaking of the post fight, did you see he actually asked to go on Joe Rogan's podcast and smoke weed with
He did that, yeah. That's why I'm saying he is fun to watch.
He's very
fun to watch.
I enjoy watching him fight.
I did not respect the fact that he would be able to defeat Alexander Volkov, but he pulled it off in the last 14 seconds. Hats off. I'm taking it off. Hats off to Mr. Derek Lewis, Houstonian.
Absolutely. So walking into the ring right now, I'm not sure who this fighter is, but I know who
Dominic Reyes. Is it Return of the Mac? Is that what he's walking out to?
Absolutely. Looking at him from the outside, he does not look like a light heavyweight.
I don't know. We'll have to see. So, since they're walking out, let's make our picks. I got Ovince St. Preux.
I'm with you on that one. OSP all the way.
So, I mean, this guy clearly has knockout power. So, we'll see, but we'll see how his jiu-jitsu is. because you know Ovince St. Preux likes that Von Flue choke.
Yes, absolutely.
You know he likes that Darce choke.
And many setups for it.
So we're gonna see. I'm gonna say Ovince St. Preux is gonna pull it off. I'm gonna give Ovince St. Preux the submission in the second round.
I'm calling OSP knockout.
What?
Yep, first or the second.
All right, there you have it. While we watch these fighters come in, we're gonna put this on pause, and we'll be back with the results after this.
Went to the rest of the
Well, I'm going to take this time. Well, let's go ahead and announce the winner. The winner by unanimous decision, Dominic Reyes. He moves to 10-0. He's a prospect. Just took out one of the top 10 contenders. So that's a pretty impressive performance.
Not just one of the top 10 contenders, like a guy in that top 10 that is a dominant fighter. I mean, he took out one of the top prospects in that division.
I'm so disappointed in Ovince St. Preux.
Did it very craftily.
Yes.
And technically ended it with a knockout. It just happened, the bell rang.
Right. So the bell rang, and right after he throws just a crazy right hand, just blam, catches Ovince St. Preux right on the jaw. Ovince buckles, falls on his back, and you hear a short horn. He was literally saved by the bell.
And honestly, I didn't even hear the bell at first. I was expecting Dan Miragliotta to step in and wave it off, and he didn't. He actually looked down and told OSP, "You got to get up. Like, the fight's not over." Right.
So here we go. The question that I have for you is, how disappointed? Because I've already expressed my disappointment in Ovince St. Preux. What are your thoughts on his lack of? I mean, he threw probably 30, maybe 40 punches this entire fight.
I wasn't impressed with this fight. I've seen him do better. But I'm also starting to look at OSP as one of the gatekeepers in that division.
Yeah,
like,
that's a good call.
He's not, I don't see him winning a title. OSP, depending whatever contract he's got, he might be one of those guys that might look at going to Bellator. I can see him doing a lot better at Bellator.
Wow. That's strong stuff. But I'm going to say this. I have been harsh towards Bellator, but these guys are starting to put together a roster of fighters that I think can rival the UFC.
This last card, I mean, even though the Rory McDonald and Gegard Mousasi fight was unequivocally a one-sided affair.
Yes.
The talent over there now is just so much better. One of my favorite fighters is there now, Lyoto Machida, man. I mean,
yeah.
How can you not go watch?
Yeah.
And there's no USADA.
Oh, man. So hats off to Dominic Reyes. I think that he did a great job. He had a big, tough test ahead of him, and I think that his performance really did change the game plan for Ovince St. Preux. The coaching that he got in the corner, I mean, he got coaching, and his coach is like, listen, you can't just stand in front of him like this.
Right. I remember that.
He's telling Ovince St. Preux, you have to finish this fight. You have to start teeing off. You are not producing any offense. Start punching. Start fighting.
So do you think this was a case of OSP just didn't show up, or Dominic really outclassed him?
I don't know. I think he got outclassed, to be honest. I mean, think about it. Dominic threw 61 strikes in the first round. He was throwing bunches of punches, landing lots of different combinations, and Ovince St. Preux was just taking it. I mean, every single time Dominic Reyes threw a strike, even his feints would cause Ovince St. Preux to flinch.
Yeah.
Like, that's not showing up. That's this guy. That's showing too much respect for your opponent. He was, I'm not going to say scared, because I'm not ever going to say that a fighter who walks in the ring is scared of his opponent. But he was giving a ton of respect to every little thing that Dominic Reyes did.
Do you also think it could have been a case of he got hit by one or two of those bombs from Dominic, and he realized, like, this guy's got knockout power? So
I got to play more conservatively. I think that's fair.
Technically, we know, because at the end of the fight, he knocked him out.
He knocked him out.
And I think earlier you said it was a right, but I think actually it was a left He came off the cage and he threw the left.
No,
his right shoulder was to the cage.
His right shoulder, that's what he hit him with. He hit him with
the left. He turned, his shoulder was here, and he was set left, if I remember correctly.
All right, well, listen, you're the fighter, I'm just the commentator, so I'm going to say.
This is just memory, this is not.
This is muscle memory, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying my memory of the fight.
Okay. Either way, it was a brutal shot and knocked him out. Either way, left hand, right hand, backhand, forehand, tennis, sports.
So, on to this next
main event of the evening.
Anthony Pettis, a Duke Rufus prodigy, versus El Kukui. Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson has one of the most comprehensive portfolio of strikes and submissions and wrestling as you're going to find in the UFC.
He's a very unorthodox fighter. Like, he pulls off some things that people just don't imagine. Hell, he was actually at a jiu-jitsu tournament of mine about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And he showed off one of these unorthodox moves, and it's awe-striking to see him do things like that. It's like it's not even in the comprehension of most fighters.
Right. So Anthony Showtime Pettis is walking to the ring. Got that Tupac, All Eyes on Me, playing in the background.
It's not always a good thing to be playing on the fight. Ask Mike Tyson about it.
Hey, I don't know, but he's coming to the ring. I respect Anthony Pettis for what he's been able to do. I mean, the wars that he has had with Vincent Henderson, the fall that he has had, and the way that he's starting to bring himself back into prominence is respectable. But this is Tony Ferguson's time.
I don't know, man. Coming back on an injury, I'm really concerned that Tony pushed this way too fast.
Well,
in order to be ready in case Conor and Khabib, one of those two came up.
Anthony Pettis said that he has no qualms going after the bad knee. So we're going to see lots of leg kicks. We're going to test that knee early, and we're going to see how resilient Tony Ferguson can be.
I don't doubt it. And I just hope Tony Ferguson had been kicking poles over the last few weeks.
I trust Tony Ferguson. Now, this is the time I'm going to go ahead and look at the record. I've gotten every fight pick wrong tonight. I had Felice Herring.
Okay.
I had Alexander Volkov. I had Ovin St. Preux. It's not looking good. I need Tony Ferguson tonight, not to win for him, but I need him to win for me.
Yeah, I can imagine the amount of rhetoric you're going to get from KC and
John Keys.
Yeah, I can imagine right now. What do we call KC? The Swami, or what do you call him?
Yeah, he's the Nostradamus.
The Nostradamus of MMA.
Yes. So he said that he was picking every fight opposite of me. So right now, he is perfect.
Wow.
Because I am 0 for 0. Straight zeros all across.
And walking out to this ring, the cage right now, El Kukui. He's been on this old school 80s beatbox hip hop the whole week. He's been playing this in his open workouts. You're hearing it on his Instagram.
Yeah. Now, have you ever seen the movie Kung Fu Hustle?
I can't say it rings a bell.
Okay, the way Tony Ferguson is moving into the ring, it's like the Axe Gang on Kung Fu Hustle. The little bitty choreography that they do whenever they have the axes, that's Tony Ferguson, man.
I can see it.
Yeah. So that I'm going to call him Kung Fu Hustle tonight. He got his Kung Fu Hustle on.
So you're picking Tony for this fight, right?
Always. I pick Tony in every fight but one.
With Anthony Pettis on this one?
Okay.
Tony's got that very unorthodox style. I think it's going to be a great fight. But I think Showtime's striking is a lot more crisp, clean, technical. And I think he's going to catch Tony with something. I'm looking for a knockout from Anthony Pettis.
All I got to say is this. This is the only guy that I know that can get his ass beat. I should say his butt beat. for 3 rounds and then pull out a submission.
We've seen it. He's like the king of the dark stroke.
So, I mean, even if Anthony Pettis outstrikes him, Tony Ferguson is never out of the fight. And I mean, I got so much respect for this dude. This is my guy.
He reminds me of Anderson Silva in that way. Like, it was a fight, Anderson versus Chael.
Chael Sonnen.
Chael single-handedly whooped Anderson, and Anderson still pulled that victory out at the last minute.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to go down to that. I think that Anthony Pettis is going to walk out exhausted, bloody, cut up. And if he does make it to decision, it will be Tony Ferguson for the victory. But I don't think so. I think we're going to see a submission victory for Tony Ferguson, and he will be primed and ready to win or to earn the title shot against the winner of the main event tonight. It has to happen. Here we go. You have our picks. This is the co-main.
Let's discuss something, because there were supposed to be 2 Tony versus Khabib fights already. And
I think it's more like 4.
Habib and Tony fighting on the same card, but not each other. And Tony technically is the number 2 contender. Conor is no number 1, but he hadn't fought in 2 years. This goes back to what we were talking about.
Yes.
Fighters getting screwed. Tony has been screwed.
Yes. So he has to win this fight tonight. He's got a tough opponent with Anthony Pettis, but if he wins this fight, you got to give him the title shot. That's the only other option. Do not rob this guy anymore of this opportunity.
He's going to get robbed again. If Conor wins this fight tonight, Conor's fighting
Nate
GSP.
Diaz. No, you're going to fight Nate Diaz.
That fight's there too, but Conor's going to fight GSP or Anderson Silva.
No. No. I disagree with that. I got a nice clip of a crow cawing that says that you're wrong on that one. But you made your pick. I made my pick. We're announcing the fighters. Let's go ahead. We'll put it on pause and come back with the results after this. All right, that was a fight. It ends with a corner stoppage. Anthony Pettis' corner ends the fight with Anthony having a broken hand with 5 minutes in the second round. Oh, they're talking to Anthony Pettis. We'll be back. All right, so Anthony Pettis broke his hand. He said that's why he stopped the fight. That was a crazy fight.
So, Duke Rufus actually stopped the fight. And I commend Duke for that, because there are coaches who will let you go out to the slaughter, too.
Right.
We saw that, I think, last UFC podcast. It wasn't the last one.
No. It was the one where Rocky Pennington versus Chris Cyborg. Pennington was like, I'm done. And they're like, no, keep going. Oh, he got blood on his shirt.
John Anik
got blood. They sat a little too close. They were in the splash zone.
Wow. That really was a phenomenal fight, man.
It
there
was
was
blood
a lot of
everywhere.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
There were a lot of dynamic techniques we saw.
Yes.
Tony Ferguson actually did the off-the-cage kick that Showtime is famous for.
He was trying to show everything in his arsenal.
Showtime threw a couple of Sanchez kicks.
Yes. So you want to describe a Sanchez kick?
You actually almost do a cartwheel and throw the opposite leg up. So one hand goes down as if you're going to do a cartwheel, and the other leg comes up and actually lands a kick to the head. And Showtime landed that kick.
He did.
A lot of guys get knocked out by that one.
Not Tony Ferguson, though. It was an amazing performance by Tony Ferguson. He walked Anthony Pettis down the entire fight, took punches, took elbows, took kicks, took everything, but he would not get out in front of Anthony Pettis, and he finally did some damage, and it was amazing. That is the Tony Ferguson that we know and love.
I would have loved another round or two of that. Like,
it would have been great.
If he hadn't broken his hand, I really wonder what that third round would have looked like.
It would have been interesting. It would have been one heck of a fight. But now, go ahead.
No, it was a beautiful fight, man. It was bloody. It was gore. There were significant strikes. There were, dynamic techniques. Like, you could have asked for a better fight.
So tell me, we got Maggie here. She said that the Derek Lewis and Alexander Volkov was fight of the night. I think that's been eclipsed. What do you think?
I think Derek will get
performance bonus
of the night.
There's a performance bonus. They just call it performance bonus now.
Okay, and I can see this being
fight of the night,
pending Khabib!
We got the main event left. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor, the notorious Conor McGregor.
So, 2-year hiatus, much anticipation coming from all the fans. The Irish are in the building. I cannot wait to see this walkout and
we
how
have been
crazy
waiting.
The crowd
It's going to be electric.
Their mind.
Now, this is what we're going to do. Normally, we turn off the mics during the fights. But this fight, this main event, we are going to keep the mics on. We're going to record the conversation. You are going to hear the crowd here at Austin Avenue. When these fighters are fighting, you're going to hear everything.
I am not responsible for what you're about to hear on this microphone.
I will get the bleeps. Don't worry, I will bleep everything out.
So this is not an R-rated podcast?
This is more like a PG-13 podcast.
So there's certain words we can say. I remember NYPD Blue was, on cable television, and they got kind of wild with it.
So just know that my children listen to this podcast. So what you say may have to get bleeped out.
Oh, all right.
But I am willing to bleep things out so we can keep this live. We have been waiting for this. We have been waiting for this night, this moment. We paid $5 for the right to just sit in this chair.
Let's talk about this lightweight division in the rankings right now. Khabib Nurmagomedov is the champion. Conor's the number one.
Yes.
Looking up, Tony Ferguson just submitted himself as the next contender.
Yes.
But we know he's not going to get that fight. Dustin Poirier.
He's got Nate Diaz next month.
Eddie Alvarez. And who?
Kevin, the Motown Phenom Lee.
There is so much talent in this division, man. It's
right.
Like, where do you go with this?
165. Done.
Well, Nate and Dustin are trying that, and Dana is...
I'm being silly. I don't believe in an 165-pound weight division. I think that's just a waste of time, to be honest. I don't believe in the 165. I think that, 155 is the established division. If you put a 165 in there, then the 170 becomes useless.
Do you hear the horns in the background?
I hear the bagpipes. That's Conor McGregor. Are we going to listen to some Foggy Dew?
So Conor is coming in as a challenger on this, even though you're going to probably see him come out with 2 belts.
Yeah, if I was Conor, I would come out with my guys carrying my belts behind me. But Foggy Dew to Notorious B.I.G., that is Conor's walkout.
Well, there was also that time he walked out to Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, she was singing Foggy Dew.
Okay.
That's her song. Well, it's actually like an Irish folk song, but she sings the version that he walks out to. So how do you think this is going to go?
I told you, Conor in 1.
Conor in 1, or that's not all you told me.
Khabib by decision.
There you go. So you said that we're going to see a lot of Conor accepting being taken down, fighting from the bottom, and doing damage with his elbows. You want to elaborate on that?
Well, we've been seeing it all night. A lot of these fighters tonight have all been taken down on their back. They are throwing significant strikes from the bottom. One fight, I don't remember which one it was, but we saw a scorecard. It was 30-26.
Michelle Watterson.
So that means one of those judges gave a 10-8 round.
And she's on her back.
And gave that round to her for that. So I don't know if the judges are getting a little bit better at scoring, or we got some studious judges in there, or what the deal is, but I hope this changes MMA scoring.
All right, so we have an opportunity now to take a poll,
of our crew tonight.
So got to start off with the cornerstone, the cornerstone of our pay-per-view crew, Mr. Tom Rios. What do you got tonight,
Tom? He's shaking his head. I think he wants. Who do you want?
Wow. He's going with Khabib.
You Irish haters.
All right, we got Skylar here tonight. She's going with Khabib.
Shim, who's your pick tonight?
Khabib has never done that.
Wow.
Khabib. I'm just so sorry you guys are going to be disappointed in like 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Wow. There's a lot of Khabib tonight. I'm getting used to saying it.
Khabib.
Khabib.
It's all business.
I remember that fight against either showing Khabib versus Edson Barboza. I remember Edson Barboza giving puppy dog eyes to the ref, begging him to stop that fight, and it didn't happen. He wants to make Conor quit.
Khabib's chin is suspect. His striking is definitely suspect.
Look at that. Look how he's holding the dude's head.
Well, again, but he's got no jits. He will hold you down, but if you're somebody on the ground and you decide to go ahead and clinch and strike from the bottom, you've got a different fight on your hands.
All right. Maggie, who you got? Who's your pick tonight? Conor or Khabib? You said Conor? Maggie said Conor. Okay.
He's undefeated. Most of his fights, he wins by ground and pound. I don't think he's ever knocked anyone out.
He's finished. He's had TKOs.
Okay.
But, you know.
But he's never felt that left hand right there.
The left hand of Conor is the truth. I mean, Chad Mendez felt it. Jose Aldo felt it. We're going to see. We're going to find out.
Dustin Poirier felt it.
Dustin Poirier felt an elbow to the back of the head.
Oh, that's right there. That's the left hand.
Oh.
October 6th.
October 6th is here. This is it. All right. We're gonna put it on pause while we get ready for the rest of the fight.
All right. Conor McGregor's walking into the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen, as the contender. I'm going to try to talk you through this as Ryan takes a bathroom break. It's a podcast. You speak what's real, what's really going on. Speaking of what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen, the ring actually has mist, smoke shuffling off of it. They've actually highlighted it in green. Like, could the UFC not say anymore that they want Conor to win this fight? I think it's going to be an amazing night, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for Conor to take this in the first round. Maggie is the only one that squared up with me and agreed that Conor can do it. Everybody else here at the table is on Team Khabib. Maggie says she's made this choice out of pure ignorance. Conor's walking out right now, beard and all. Dylan Dennis carrying his belts for him. Coach Kavanaugh in the background. Oh my goodness. And he's got that smile on, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, the Foggy Dew. Now we're coming out with that.
He's got that Biggie going.
Biggie going. Home sweet home, baby, is what he said. Oh, really? Haha. Here we go. Conor McGregor, this is it. What do you think about the fog that they got going on in the ring for Conor walking out?
They want Conor to win this.
They want him to win this bad. This is literally, you know what this is? This is Rocky IV. This is Apollo Creed coming out with James Brown with all the lights and the Vegas dancers, and then the Russian's going to walk out with just like nothing. And then he's going to murder Conor in the ring. And then Dana's going to have to come and avenge Conor's death. This is going to be interesting. I'm so excited. Wow. Listen to the crowd. And there's nothing but dry ice, fog in the ring. He got the spaghetti arms as he struts around the ring.
Look at that swagger.
Spaghetti arms.
Now, I just want you to watch the drop-off when Khabib enters. There's some Khabib haters out here.
If I was Khabib, I wouldn't come out to any music tonight. Look, I would just walk.
Conor's got proper 12 on the mat, in the cage. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That is called co-branding your brand. he is actually in conjunction with the UFC.
So that's the thing, is that Conor is a businessman, Khabib is a fighter.
Really?
That's what I'm at right now. Listen to the
How many
booze.
belts has Khabib won?
He's won one. How many times has he lost?
How many belts does Conor have?
He has 2.
Actually, he has 4.
We're not counting those smaller promotions. But I know that Conor is beatable. Khabib has not been proven to be beatable yet.
Conor takes on all fighters.
Really?
Khabib will duck out of a fight in a heartbeat.
When is Khabib?
Tony Ferguson, twice.
No, he was
What?
injured. He was injured, and then he had a bad weight cut and and couldn't make it.
Bad weight cut, huh?
Bad weight cut.
Too much tiramisu.
Why are you hating on my Russian man?
I'm telling the truth. He posted a tiramisu picture the week of the fight, and then missed weight.
So, you know what? Did he lose that fight?
I don't remember.
No, he did not. He's still 26-0. There it comes out.
What's the hat called?
I forgot. I used to know what the name of the hat is called, but it's a traditional Dagestani hat.
I don't like the way he's looking right now. This does not look to me like a fighter who
He's praying right now.
he's praying, but I'm talking about his intent in his face. Like when I'm walking out, I'm pretty stone faced. Like my intentions have already been set.
So you think that there's fear there?
He does not look confident right now.
This is it. You don't think that he's ready?
I'm just saying his look right now does not strike confidence in me.
You don't think Khabib?
And you can rest assured when he steps into that cage, Conor's going to do something to mess with his confidence again. And again, did Khabib get the same entry as Conor?
No, because
They didn't
the
cut
place
the lights out.
No.
They didn't put on the Russian flag. They didn't, have the eagle fly overhead.
He doesn't need all that. He doesn't need it.
I'm just saying.
This is a man that doesn't go
give
for
me
flash.
a little grease like you greasing up Conor.
He's humility.
I'm your champion.
He's about humility.
Nurmagomedov.
I win that.
Nurmagomedov.
Actually, Nurmagomedov.
October 6th.
So I want to hear how Bruce Buffer says it. Now, I know we've talked about this many times, but I want to bring it up here. Bruce Buffer, when he says it's time, he just says it time. He doesn't say it's time. Listen for it. He doesn't say the S.
Okay.
It's weird. I don't know why he started doing that, but he does.
Did you notice the UFC has also picked up a new sponsor they're putting on
P3.
What is that?
Protein pack.
Body armor as well.
Look at those abs. He's ready.
Look like tiramisu to me.
The bear. Yeah. See, you know who I think Motown phenom Kevin Lee and his tiramisu should have learned from Khabib. Never been knocked down. Never been defeated. He is like a piece of iron. Here we go. Here we go. Man, I'm so nervous. Like, I'm ready.
Wow.
Conor's got a 4-inch reach advantage.
Hey,
Hey, where are those belts that Conor carries around? It's not on his picture.
I'm not responsible
He's
for
not
the
a champ.
UFC post on this. Conor didn't even control that.
He's not the champ.
I'll tell you what. Where's Khabib's whiskey on the mat?
He's Muslim. He's not going to have whiskey.
Bruce Buffer actually changed his jacket too.
Oh, did he really? He's not wearing the curtain anymore?
He's got the other one on.
He's classy now. He's like James Bond. He's so fetch.
So, I'm listening for the judges. Sal D'Amato. Hasn't he been suspect in some decisions?
Yeah. Oh, see, Herb Dean. He's in that ring now. He's one of the greatest refs ever. But he does.
Let it go
He will let fights go.
So you remember when UFC decided, hey, we're gonna pull back on sponsors and we're gonna go with Reebok, and because we don't want fighters' shorts looking all crazy.
Right.
We don't want a whole bunch of sponsors on the ring. On the cage.
Yep.
On the mats. I'm looking at those mats. There's a lot of sponsors on there again.
This is the biggest fight in UFC history.
I'm just saying, money talks, and the UFC has some new owners who are deep in debt.
Yeah.
They are looking at different people right now, like, write me a check and I will put you wherever you want to go.
I heard the S tonight. Dude, he must have even got the rights to say it's time instead of it time.
You see the commission jumped in and told him to stop punching the post. So
this is that crowd for Conor. Let's see what it sounds like in here once they announce his name.
Underdog.
He is the underdog.
By 140.
No, the overdog is on the other side of the ring with the C on it and the gold belt.
And 27 wins, undefeated.
No, he's only got 26. He'll have 27 by the end of the night.
I don't think so. Round 1. Left-hand path. Look for it. Listen to this crowd, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get hype in here. The first time Conor lands that left hand, people are gonna lose their minds in here. Just wait. It's gonna be beautiful, Maggie. I'm going Trump on y'all right now. Just wait. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be spectacular. You've never seen a left hand like this before.
Undisputed UFC light champion of the world.
Think this will beat the buffer factor?
There it is. Woo! That's my dude. I thought the crowd would be more hyped, to be honest.
No touches.
No handshake. Here we go. Everybody's leaving the ring. Everybody's getting ready to lock the cage. This is it. We can say we were here when we saw it.
Go that kick, Conor. That's the left hand I'm talking about right there. Oh, suck it now.
There it is. He got the takedown.
And he's up against the cage. But look where Conor's going already.
Conor's dropping elbows.
Dude, I can't believe it. My heart is racing right now.
Oh, man, I
am stoked. Nice.
Gonna pull him back. He's gonna pull him back.
Khabib told Herb he was grabbing his shorts. Don't try to get up, Conor. Keep striking. Pressure, the top pressure.
Yeah. Khabib starting to tenderize him. Starting to soften him up a little bit.
I wouldn't call it that.
Khabib, his first strikes of the fight. McGregor trying to control his breathing, and a big right hand there.
And what Conor's doing is he's trying to dig underhooks and stay up ball so there's no hooks. So Conor, his hands got over the top of Khabib's head or his arms. He needs to get in between the arms and legs.
Khabib is so good at pulling those legs out. Like, you don't even see it. He's not using his hands to do it. All right, Joe.
Yeah.
It's something that you see him do against every single guy he fights that nobody wants to do but can't stop.
I feel like Joe has an earpiece in and he just heard me.
He's just extremely strong as well. And now he's under the back of Conor.
So, first round definitely Khabib.
Yeah.
And you do have a referee.
Look at those legs again. That is, and the fact that they're crossed on top of that.
Yeah.
He's doing that without the use of his hands.
Yep. Now Conor's trying to create separation. He's got to use that butterfly guard, right?
Yep.
Play the speed game right now. Nice pass, straight to path. And And now the pressure is just heavy here. You can tell he's extremely heavy. That left shoulder and the chin of Conor really helped makes it difficult for Conor to get to the head.
What do you think about Conor's ground game so far?
I think he's doing a good job keeping the damage to a minimum. But this is a long fight.
Normally, by now, Khabib is smashing the hell out of somebody.
Yeah, but Conor's not able to get a lot of offense off from right here. Starting a ground and pound right here. Elbows now.
Can't use too much explosive energy to try to get up without technique.
He shouldn't.
If he does
Right now, it's 20 seconds.
He's going to burn himself out, and he knows if he can't stop Khabib's going to be able to do this in the second, the third, the fourth, and then how long can he keep it?
This is what we said this was going to happen.
Well, the bad part about this is he's not doing a lot of damage. So
he just started mounting up. He was just starting to drop bombs as the horn sounded. That first round goes to Khabib Nurmagomedov.
I am not impressed.
Yeah, you don't have to be. This is like boxing where they just jab each other for
Look
3
at
rounds.
Khabib's face, though. Look at that cheek over there.
That don't matter.
Oh, really? Watch for the left. You see, they already tell him circle off. Watch for the left.
He's just got big cheekbones. Don't worry about it. It's not swollen.
It's gonna get bigger when Conor puts that knuckle deep off in his orbital socket.
That tongue sticking out don't look good. It's not a good look for Conor.
Well, every mixed martial arts round begins on the feet. Let's see how it goes here early round 2.
Conor knows he can land that left whenever he wants, so that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for that counter. He's waiting to force Khabib to take a bad shot and make him pay for it. That's what we're seeing here.
McGregor fires the knee, appeared to just miss.
So those are the two things he should look for.
Oh! Conor got rocked, yo. Don't fall for this. There you go. Go to your game. Yeah! Big takedown by Khabib Nurmagomedov. He already rocked Conor, and now we're down. We got 4 minutes and 11 seconds to work. I think Conor is starting to get panicky. He's starting to panic. Look at it. Look at it. He's mounted. It's a mount. Almost there.
But the problem is, Khabib does not have submissions.
He don't need submissions. He's going to start ground and pounding. He's in full mount. Now he's...
Nice, Conor. Out the side, back up, back up, back up. No, don't look for the... He tried to recover guard.
Exploded there to try to escape, nothing doing. 90 seconds gone by here, round 2.
Now the ground and pound begins. Woo! Big punch by Khabib. Another one.
Yeah, he did say that.
Body head. Exactly what that was.
Skylar's getting hyped over here.
There it is. Over the top. Big bombs.
So I'm really looking for Khabib to start talking to him right now, too.
He's tagging him.
You hear Joe said he is talking to him.
Yep. Oh, elbow to the face. This is 4 minutes of ground and pound that Conor's got to endure. Oh, he's stood up now. He's standing up in the guard. Oh, big elbow, big fist. He's standing up.
Don't get over emotional, Khabib.
Conor is they're getting ready to stop this. Back up. Let him up. They're getting ready to stop it. He's getting ready to stop it. Oh, armbar. Oh, Kimura.
Throw the knee to the head right now, Conor.
You can't throw that knee.
They're both on the floor.
Oh, he threw it. He just did throw it. Illegal knee.
It's not illegal.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one. Still doing it.
He's still doing it.
He should be warning him there.
He's going for it.
That is tight. That looks like it's going to get finished here, ladies and gentlemen. That's tight. Good defense.
That's what you don't want. That knee on belly.
Yep.
That's dangerous for Conor now.
He's getting his face punched in. And I don't think he can. I just think Khabib is so much better on the ground, and he's surprised.
That's what Khabib's father said. Oh! We got it. We got a guillotine right here.
Nothing. Knee. Nice, good knee. Shoot it again.
He's taking some big, deep breaths.
30 seconds here in round 2.
Khabib can keep this pace for 5.
And I don't believe Conor has to stop his win in the UFC after the second round.
That is correct.
Conor hasn't had an answer at all to the grappling Khabib in one day.
This is all Khabib right here. Conor's got a big shiner under his eye. Conor's cut. Conor's cut under his left eye. A lot of people getting uncomfortable right now because it's got 3 more rounds of this.
Do not chase in this round. Draw on. If you push him back, you can spend the first minute just getting your recovery.
They're going to show this knockdown. Boom.
Flips him on the chin.
That's a slobber knocker.
Drops him. Let's see it again. And as you said, Dominic Cruz, he was looking for the takedown, and that's why he got hit by the right hand. It takes you back to Krokop versus Kevin Levelman. Same sort of situation.
Gotta respect the takedown, especially when you don't get up.
Conor's looking like he's aged about 10 years.
B3, the official protein snack of UFC. John Kavanaugh not wanting McGregor to chase. We'll see if he can oblige.
Kavanaugh said pressure to get your air back. You can get a little air if you pressure at the beginning. And now Khabib's tired too, don't forget that. The striking is forward right. The outcome.
Perhaps McGregor sensing that now.
We're going to leave it to that big left hand.
Khabib used tons of energy on that ground and pound, Joe. Tons. That was a crazy pace that last round.
But we did see him slow down considerably against Al Iaquinta in the later rounds.
And now you see Conor go up the body. That same thing he did to Mendez. He waited too long and started teeping in the body. And then starts going hard. There it is. There's a teep to the body. He's just trying to take it out of Khabib, letting Khabib wrestle himself out. Because you gotta, it can go both ways.
Well, you hate to read too much into the body language, but this is as fatigued as I've seen Khabib Nurmagomedov in that octagon.
I don't know if he looks fatigued to me. It doesn't look like he's breathing heavy. It looks like he's trying to find his moments, but he's getting outboxed.
Yeah, I don't think he's tired. I think he's just a little heavy from the grappling last round. He's not tired per se. The muscles are full of blood, so he's a little slower.
Ooh, that fist wasn't slow.
And that's where Conor can use his left. Here's a shot. And that's what this calls his left. That's what we're talking about. That's what Pacquiao was talking about. Said the first couple shots are going to come heavy.
Oh.
Big right hand by Khabib.
Just over 3 minutes here in this
Wrong way, Conor.
There you go.
Ball change from Khabib.
They stuffed that as well. Look at this.
Knee.
Now the real question is, how much endurance does Conor have now? How much has he worked on his conditioning?
Elbow. Right here.
And how do you prepare for a guy like Nurmagomedov? Nice seeing your body by Conor.
As we said, we will line up and some of the punches and get kicked to you.
Nice.
McGregor fakes.
These guys are staring each other in the face right in
Oh!
punch and exchanging.
McGregor continues to back that body work.
Seeing Khabib standing right in front of Conor like this is crazy.
I don't understand why he doesn't shoot, why he doesn't mix it up.
Oh,
From the left hand.
He slapped him. He slapped him on that one.
Front kick to the body by Conor. He's pawing with that punch.
I use that bag because I get into this and my camera starts to move right there.
And Khabib standing right in front of perhaps the best striker in UFC history, McGregor to the body again.
Try to get him.
Stuffed it again. He's grabbing his shorts though. You can see that? Left hand coming right down right about now. Left hand again.
Khabib to the body. He doesn't seem to fear the power coming back from McGregor as yet.
Conor may not have the power left. He may be gassed. Conor may be gassed. He may not have the power anymore.
I don't think so. I think it's just a matter of catching him on the end of it.
Nurmagomedov gets McGregor down briefly.
Back up to his feet though. Very interesting.
Tapping on him, really coaching him right there in that corner. Out is to the right.
Slight edge in terms of the significant strikes in round 3 for Conor. Less than a minute.
And when you go, you need to throw to the left.
And you see how Conor's collecting the left arm of Khabib. That stops him from being able to connect his hands, and he can't double off or grab a single leg. If you can't lock your hands together, you can't finish the takedown. So Conor's leaning against the fence and just controlling one arm.
So what does Khabib do to counter that?
You gotta try to get a single leg the best you can because you can't get a double as long as Conor's controlling your wrist. He's grabbing the glove there. You can't clasp your hands together. The only thing you can do is keep the pressure like he's doing so you're not...
You're not supposed to grab the glove like that, though.
But he got free. He's got his grip underneath it. So he's just holding it so he can't complete the
Herb's going to take a point.
Minutes in the books. We head to the championship rounds.
Conor's grabbing the shorts, Conor's grabbing the cage, Conor's grabbing the gloves.
Which is illegal. The hooking of the glove is illegal. A veteran move.
It's a veteran move. So that's what we call cheating, a veteran move. When you cheat and get away with it, it's called a veteran move.
He should be conserving his energy. Yeah. Because he's just not tired. You look at him though, you don't see him breathing the same way as Conor is. Like his gas tank is.
His gas tank is what?
What? Conor looks what?
Has held the glove.
Pretty much. I'm saying Khabib doesn't look like he's breathing all that hard.
Khabib is angry now.
He's not in his element unless he is chatting and talking to the referee, his opponent. Round 4.
Oh, hey, that was a nice.
Watch the counter left hand of Conor. So he's been set up. He's waiting for the right hand of Khabib.
See, Conor's just waiting for that left hand.
I swear I think this is what he was looking to try to get him, wait for Khabib to get a little tired on the takedowns and lift him up and out later. You would think it'd be the other way around though.
Second time for both of these fighters to have seen a fourth round in their careers.
You know, if Khabib had a right high kick, man.
Saw that earlier, yeah. So Conor keeps going body, and then he looks for the head. Body.
He's so worried about the power in his hands that sometimes you forget about his legs.
He's trying for it.
Saying Conor.
Knew that was
Good
coming.
entry by Nurmagomedov. McGregor trying to use the fence to his advantage.
Got the takedown.
Gets tripped right down.
Now he's going to ride him. He's got to ride him now.
Pull your knee out,
He
Conor.
did such a good job of using his legs to wrap up your legs. But Conor's
There he's riding him.
almost.
This is vintage
Khabib really
Khabib.
starts to get ahead from this position. Once he gets here, he doesn't let go of that grip. He goes back and forth between the double, and he wears you out by putting all that pressure on your arms like that. Makes you carry his weight up against the fence. He's done this time and time again. And when you try to stand up without hand control, he kills you.
Took his,
Warning from Herb for a fence grab there.
Notice Khabib didn't even try to take the back. He had the back.
Yep.
He's like, no, I don't want that. I'm going for them.
full mount.
Well, he wants the ground and pound. He has no submission.
That's what he does with them. 2 minutes have gone by here in round 4.
That's a veteran move.
Almost, but he got his other arm in there.
It's in there, but it's still the fact that he can pin the head against the arm is just it's a big part of securing it. If he can control that, he stepped the arm over, and now Conor regained that arm.
The one thing Conor has done is stay pretty safe. He just getting controlled very badly is the only difference.
He'll hit the skate there by Conor and needs to keep going if he has the energy. But again, Khabib uses those legs to tie his legs up. He's a big part of his grappling. It's not just grappling with his arms, but utilizing his legs for control.
Big left hands from Nurmagomedov.
Again, full mount.
Oh, he got it. He's got it. Yeah. Oh, got him to tap. Khabib is hot.
Khabib was robbed.
Oh, he's coming over the cage.
Going after Dylan Dennis.
Khabib jumped the cage, started fighting. There's a fight on the side of the cage. Oh my goodness.
Khabib wasn't kidding when he said no handshake after the fight.
There's fights. Oh, Conor's getting attacked now. There's a fight all over. Oh my gosh. There's fighting all over. Conor got attacked after the fight.
This went dark real quick.
This is not when you okay. I know KC is going to be texting me, and finally I will admit, KC, you made your point. There is a limit to trash talk. This has gone beyond trash talk. This has gone too far. There's a limit to it.
So you can definitely expect some suspension as a result of this. Some fines. Dylan Dennis looked like he was involved, but Khabib apparently jumped the fence.
And went after him. And then the fighting commenced. And then Conor got attacked again.
While he was in the cage.
Yeah. You better look over your shoulder, Conor.
I don't even know if we're going to get the official decision in the same manner.
I don't know.
Too much on the ground.
Well, Khabib has left the cage. I don't see them bringing him back in. I wouldn't bring him back in. You're inviting the same thing again.
The whole thing is so foolish.
Well, it just ruins everything.
And then his teammates jumping in the octagon.
I've never seen this before.
I mean, this is just crazy.
It's happening.
Oh my gosh.
They connected pretty heavy with Conor.
Yes.
And he went for one fronts.
Dana White in there trying to restore order.
Someone attacked Conor from behind.
Participating in this, by the way. They jumped him when he was just recovering from getting beat.
So there's also
Wow.
this is a disqualification type of event. You realize that?
Fly a little bit in here.
They're putting Khabib back in the ring.
Why don't we let these people back in here? Why don't we just separate them? I mean,
Well, I don't know if there's enough security around.
Oh my gosh.
Daniel Cormier
Daniel
is in the
Cormier.
ring trying to calm Khabib down.
I don't know if there's enough security to get them out of there.
He said, "Go back to your room." I'm almost willing to bet you they're going to disqualify Khabib.
Himself here.
How do you disqualify him after the fight?
Jumping over the cage, number one.
There's been a decision though. They just got to announce the official decision.
Daniel Cormier in there now, supporting his teammate Khabib Nurmagomedov.
You see Daniel Cormier there. You see Luke Rockhold. You see Dana White is consoling Conor.
The thing that is undisputed about Conor McGregor is that he is honorable in defeat, Joe, respectful in defeat, and he did not deserve that right hand, the wayward right hand from a teammate inside the octagon after losing a mixed martial arts fight.
No, that was disgusting. There's two things disgusting. Khabib jumping out of the octagon and attacking, doing damage is foolish. But Khabib's friends jumping into the octagon and attacking Conor, who had no idea that they were there, just jumped on him. It was completely cowardly. I know they're friends with him.
Wow.
So unnecessary, so terrible for the sport. It ruins this moment, which is an incredible moment for Khabib.
And we have to get back to that end. This replay brought to you by Emerald Bold Character since 1872.
Well, let's take a look at it here.
Okay, now are they going to show the highlights of this,
Takes Conor down,
like they showed the bus?
again ties up his legs,
Khabib, Conor too.
drags him to the ground. Dives back,
In comparison to other guys you've seen, Khabib maul. How do you think Conor did on the ground?
If you look at it, he's
He did better, yeah, but
And Conor forced the tap. And Khabib's still furious. Even after Conor taps, Khabib's getting up. He screams at him. This is awful. Incredible performance by Khabib. For them to have this afterwards is just so disappointing.
Well, and Khabib is such a calculated, well-thought individual that it's going to be interesting to hear from him. As to
where's my belt?
He exploded in such fashion, he's asking where his belt is now. Mick Maynard, our matchmaker, holding on to the gold, but
You know, and this is not
Conor's being escorted from the ring by a large.
spill out onto the streets. There's a
Yeah.
lot of Russian fans, there's a lot of Irish fans, and there's a lot of blues and a lot of chaos.
the picture of this whole thing is you're a champion and you gotta carry yourself as one. And now everybody who follows you is going to be instigated by this as well. So yeah, you're right, Joe.
So Maggie's saying that even though Khabib won the fight, Conor's essentially won the war because Khabib's crew, what Khabib did has taken down his image, his honor, ability.
I'm really concerned about what Khabib is talking about right now. Daniel Cormier and Luke Rockhold are both trying to calm him down. The commission is walking him out now.
We have to know what Dylan Dennis said or what happened.
Conor didn't even retaliate. I mean, he got He's likely going to get suspended. This is awful.
It's just not a pretty way.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible he loses the belt as a result of this.
No, they didn't suspend Conor, but Conor wasn't sanctioned to fight, so this was different.
When he's disrespected, he takes it extremely personally. He doesn't think this is just a game.
This is not just a game.
For him, this is deeply, deeply personal.
It's rooted. It went all the way to families for these two gentlemen, so it's a big deal for both of them.
It's not even really up to Dana. It's the commission at this point.
Wow. This
Ali Abdelaziz.
It was already the biggest fight of all time, and now it's spilled out as something completely different.
Because it's such a black eye in the sport. You know, I mean, it was a great night. It was a spectacular victory for Khabib.
Wow.
It play out like that. It's so incredibly disappointing. So incredibly disappointing.
Wow.
Nurmagomedov seemed hell-bent on getting that belt inside the octagon, but they will usher him out. He will not talk to Joe Rogan. We will.
This is not a good night for MMA.
No, it's not.
All right, the official decision brought to you by Metro PCS.
Wow.
Metro T-Mobile.
They're gonna announce.
Get eliminated and see what's new on October 8th.
Wow, I've never seen this happen.
I feel for Bruce Buffer right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 3 seconds of the fourth
Get stuffed on
round.
a him.
Declaring the winner by submission due to a rear-naked choke, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
So,
Neck crank is the call.
EA Sports UFC 3 get up to 50% off, including exclusive in-game content with the new limited
Wow.
this is not how I saw this night ending by any means.
I am shocked. This is unbelievable.
Like, this might require a special podcast
Yeah.
on tomorrow. Like,
You're on vacation, so I can call you, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So I'll get you. We'll do it on Monday night. I'll get you. I'll get Casey. We'll get John. We'll do an hour. Maybe we'll do 2 hours.
Okay.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to really dissect this. So let's do 2 hours on Monday. We'll try to get the time together. Let's wrap this up. Michelle Watterson. Super impressed by her.
Absolutely. Very, very, very impressive victory over a game for Lisa Reyes.
Yeah, absolutely. I got Derek Lewis coming back. 14 seconds left.
Right out of Houston, Texas.
Came back. Was getting beat up the whole fight. Probably
14
broken
seconds left.
orbitals. He
Knocked
came
him
back.
out.
Newcomer Dominic Reyes put out Ovin St. Preux.
I was really impressed with him. Great job tonight. Hats off to him. I hate that for OSP. I think he's now officially become a gate tender.
We got the return of El Kukui.
Another game fight tonight. That definitely was fight of the night.
Absolutely. And then finally, the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov, defeated Conor McGregor via neck crank. And then we went full on WWE, spilling out into the audience. Where do we go from here?
I'm so disappointed at the behavior that occurred. And I heard you say, hey, this is what shit talking gets you.
Well, it was a night they will be talking
This was
about for years
something
to come.
different than just that. I
It got way deeper.
These are individuals who have their own we tease and talk about Khabib as being the Dagestani gangster, but that's what really is going on. This is a mentality not just about fighters, because you got fighters who are very professional people. You got fighters who would never engage in something like that. You got fighters who really have control of themselves. And to see him win and then turn around and lose his shit and put a black eye on the sport like that, I'm hurt by that, man, because I know what this can do to this sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, there are going to be sanctions not just on these fighters. There are going to be sanctions on this sport.
Absolutely. What we're going to see in the morning is we're going to see not that Conor McGregor lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov tonight. We're going to see the fight that spilled out into the cage, spilled out into the ring. We're going to see the fight that jumped in and attacked Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is going to come out the victim here, and we may not see Khabib Nurmagomedov fight for a very long time.
Well, the rumor was he was going to retire after this anyway.
I don't know. All I know is this.
I do know one thing that happened as a result of this. We're unlikely to see Conor Khabib too.
No, it's too much. But this is what I say, is that this went beyond just normal trash talking. This went beyond the promo talk that builds up a fight.
I gotta disagree with you.
No. This got personal.
What I'm saying is,
when we start talking about Chechens and Dagestanis, when we start talking about people being dishonorable, these are words to Conor. This is a way of life for Khabib.
But again, that goes back to the mentality of a human being. This human being has decided, you can't speak to me in this manner. And we're in a nation that freedom of speech is a right.
No, but it's freedom of speech, but it's not freedom without consequence. Those are consequences that happen when you go over the line. No, when you go over the line, when your crew goes over the line, I'm just saying, this is what happens when we escalate this too far.
The other thing is, a lot of what we're saying right now is conjecture. We don't know what actually was said between Dylan, because Khabib attacked a specific person.
Right.
So I'm sure there's going to be more of the story to that.
We have a lot to...
It wasn't like Khabib finished Conor and then turned around and went crazy on Conor. He wasn't even giving thought to Conor.
Right.
He went after Dylan Dennis.
Something happened. So you're right. We need to get more information. We don't know exactly what happened, but something happened that caused Khabib Nurmagomedov to take the win that he rightfully earned and throw all of it away.
Yeah.
And so I just want to know, what is it that's going to take everything that you are willing to sacrifice, everything that you work for, in order to get some type of retribution with someone who is insignificant to what you've just accomplished?
Someone who doesn't even fight in the UFC. This guy's a jiu-jitsu guy.
So that's the thing. We need to get more information. Hopefully, after the post-fight press conference tonight, hopefully once we get through part of Monday, we'll be able to find out more information from perhaps Daniel Cormier, who was there. Maybe we'll find out a little bit from Dana White. People are going to be very close-mouthed about it, but I'm hoping that we learn what it is that caused this to happen, and we understand what happens when things get too far, when things get too personal. Sports should not be this personal.
I don't necessarily agree with you about the trash talking portion of it. And like I said, we're going to get more information, but my heart is heavy behind seeing
I agree.
This took place.
I agree.
And it's not for them as individuals or what, for the sport. Like, what we've witnessed tonight is going to change MMA.
It will. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. For George G-Money Stallworth, this is Ryan Smith at Combat Sports Talk, wishing you a good night. We'll be back soon, reminding you to keep your hands up, your chin tucked, and throw bombs. We'll be back next time.